Okay, this video is about how to calculate the moles of something and the liters of something if you're given one or the other and the molar concentration of a solution. So one of the questions that you'll often face is, how do you calculate the moles of something if you're given the molarity and the liters of something? Well, if you have this equation here and you simply rearrange it, so if you multiply both sides by the volume, this side cancels out, and the moles of solute ends up being the liters times the molarity of that solution. Likewise, if you take this form here, so if you have liters times molarity, and you want to find liters by itself, then you can divide both sides out by molarity. This side cancels out, and now you're left with liters equals. So this is something that you will commonly find in science and math. It's just a three-variable equation, and you need to solve for one of the variables. Whatever way is most comfortable with you to do that, but these are. This is one way of solving for the moles of solution and the volume of the solution. So let's say I have a problem here, and I have, this is question 6 in the handout. So if I have 250 milliliters of 0.1 molar solution of silver nitrate, and the question is, how many grams do I need to prepare this? So my strategy is, I have volume, I have the molarity, I can solve for the moles of those things, and then I can determine the grams using the molar mass. So I'm going to take this volume here, and this has to be in liters, so we're just going to divide by 1,000. And remember, moles is just the molarity times the volume of a solution. So that's going to equal 0. Now, whenever I have the molarity unit, I typically like to change that to moles per liter, because that helps me to see how the units cancel out. So this is 0.10 moles per liter, and then I can multiply that by the volume here, which is 250 milliliters, or 0.25 liters. And now I can see how the liters cancel out, and then that's going to give me 0.025 moles of silver nitrate. The question asked for grams, and I'm not at grams yet, but if you have moles of something, you can take the moles and change it to grams, but just by using the molar mass. So I'm going to do that now. Using the periodic table, the molar mass of silver nitrate ends up being 169.88. That's 169.88 grams per mole. And if I multiply that out, you end up with 4.25 grams of silver nitrate. So that's one way, that's the first problem, calculate the moles of something. Now in the next question, number 7, it asks how much volume is needed if I have 10 grams of silver nitrate to prepare a 0.25 molar solution. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up. So given 10 grams prepare 0.25 molar solution, what is the volume needed? Okay, so in this case, I have molarity, I have grams, which I can change to moles, and then I can determine the volume. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. 10.0 grams, AgNO3, and this time I'm still going to use the molar mass, which is 169.88. Now I'm going to divide by it. And then you end up with 0.0589 moles. Now I have the moles, I have the volume, sorry, I have the molarity. I can go ahead and determine the volume needed. And remember, the volume needed is just going to be the moles of something divided by the molarity of the solution. So that's going to be 0.0589 divided by 0.25 moles per liter. Once again, I put the molarity units, I split out the molarity units so that I can see how the units cancel out. The moles are going to cancel, the liter is going to flip to the top. So take that number, divide by 0.25, and you end up with about 0.235 liters. Or if you do that in milliliters, it's 235 milliliters of solution.